Kill. Pyro 2020. We're on the road to Pyro. I got killed by a fucking box. Aging Lego 2021. Jared, switch to red one. Torpedo burrito, loaded in the front, fired out the rear. Red one Jared. Entitlement processing. Torpedo burrito, loaded in the front, fired out the rear. Entitlement processing. Entitlement processing. Yeah, it punches above its weight class. Entitlement processing. Answer the call. 2016. A PvP solution is preferred. Pyro 2020. I do my research. Tesseract. This is indeed valid gameplay. Be careful out there. I got killed by a fucking Aurora. Salty Mike. Jared, switch to red one. Entitlement processing. Pyro 2020. The only constant in game development is change. We're on the road to Pyro. Red one Jared. Jared, switch to red one. I got killed by a fucking box. Aging Lego 2021. This is bullshit. 2 weeks. Entitlement processing. Pyro 2021. Jared, switch to red one. Jared, switch to red one. This is indeed valid gameplay. Be careful out there. This is indeed valid gameplay. Be careful out there. And we're like, yeah, no shit, we know it's missing. Rear impact warning. And we're like, yeah, no shit, we know it's missing. The only constant in game development is change. It's alpha. This is indeed valid gameplay. Be careful out there. It's alpha. Elevators have been fixed. Every iteration of the patch notes. Rear impact warning. I got killed by a fucking Aurora. Salty Mike. Your cargo, your responsibility. Torpedo burrito, loaded in the front, fired out the rear. Entitlement processing. It's alpha. Jared, switch to red one. Red one Jared. Your cargo, your responsibility. And we're like, yeah, no shit, we know it's missing. This is indeed valid gameplay, be careful out there. I got killed by a fucking box, Aging Lego 2021. This is bullshit. This is indeed valid gameplay, be careful out there. Pyro 2021. And we're like, yeah, no shit, we know it's missing. Your cargo, your responsibility.
Hello there. Welcome.
Shut up, Agens.
What? Don't be like that, Dobbs. Don't be like
sorry.
that. So, as you can see, we've got intern in for InspiroBot, and we're gonna have to work on them a bit because they're a bit rough around the edges. But yeah, it turns out the music for InspiroBot is copyright, and we finally got copyright struck after 29. No, I think we only. When did we start using InspiroBot? I think it was like the second or third reaction stream we started using it.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
But yeah, probably about 6 months worth of using InspiroBot, and last week they finally hit us with a copyright strike, so it's just a pain in the ass to deal with, just having that hanging over our head. So
How
another
black
reason
was my
why
coffee today? I don't drink coffee, sir. Thank
he
you for
doesn't
asking.
need to drink coffee. He's high on life.
On life, dude. On life.
So yeah, so to quickly replace InspiroBot, I jumped onto ChatGPT and asked it to help me make a fucking copy of well, not a copy of InspiroBot, but I'm like, let me help me make a quick bloody website that I can run locally with a bunch of quotes and that does text to speech and plays them randomly.
It's great, dude. It's just fucking great.
Dobbs, I also linked the Watch Together URL and
Yeah, you linked it.
for you.
Yeah, you linked it in the fucking org-coms, dude.
Yeah, so that you can get to it. I don't care if other people in org-coms are watching it.
You fucking asshole. Like, where's your sense of fucking privacy, dude? Christ almighty.
Oh, you'll be right. When it worked? Yeah, of course it worked. Like it, I am experienced at doing programming as well. So using ChatGPT was more just a prompt for myself. So I didn't have to think as hard to actually
you see what our
create it.
bot does internally. I'd show you, but I can't.
That's right. Because our bot doesn't have insides.
What the fuck you mean? You saying that the fucking bot doesn't have a soul?
No, it doesn't.
It has nothing on the inside.
It is
no fucking substance.
soulless.
Can you believe
Less
what
than
he's fucking
soulful.
saying, guys? Guys, bot lives matter. Okay, let's just make that clear for chat. All right. Start a hashtag on Spectrum. Okay.
Doesn't matter when the AI
Just don't burn anything down,
rises
though,
up.
please. Just don't burn down your local businesses. That's all I ask. Thank you.
No, well, technically yes, I've stopped putting the voting polls up, but it's normally because I'm busy. Too busy to actually do it. because I like to put the polls up well in advance, and I had a double shift today. I wasn't even supposed to work the morning, but they asked me to come in. So, yeah.
Oh, 58 viewers right at the start of the stream. Thank you guys so much for showing up. We really appreciate your viewership and your support. Lots of good stuff. Also, if you haven't, we are close to 9,500 subscribers. So if you're here and you enjoy the content, be sure to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel, because we are very, very close to releasing our first Piracy Ops video of 318. So if you guys want to see that, and you guys want to be the first to see that, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. So the moment that it's posted, you'll see it, and you'll know, and you'll watch it, and you'll fucking like, trust me, dude, that one's gonna be fucking great. You guys are really gonna be in for a treat. It's something different. It's gonna be historical, right? It's gonna be amazing. Seriously, you're gonna love it. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Share this in your Discords.
Also, make sure that you remind your friends to check if they are subscribed or not, because we've actually started having people tell us that they're being unsubscribed from the channel passively. So, yeah, that's starting to now become a thing where people are just getting unsubbed. So, yeah, make sure
also,
that
if you want to get in on the fun. If you want to get in on the fun, we do have a public Gilded server. So if you click the link, is it in the description, Agents? I don't want to look stupid.
It is.
So if you click the link in the description, you will find our public server, our public Gilded server, which you will be able to speak and talk to all the members of the org. And we are also recruiting our sister orgs, so the Mongrel Auxiliaries, the Merrick's Cartel, and the Stellar Pack Rat Logistics, excuse me. All those orgs are recruiting, so if you want in on some good old-fashioned piracy action and hang out with Mongrel Squad, feel free to sign up for Gilded and join our public Gilded server.
I just posted the link for it as well. And on that note, let's get started with the reaction. So the first video that we're going to be reacting to, because we've got 3 videos and a Spectrum post. No. Reddit post. The first video that we're going to be reacting to is definitely going to be an interesting one.
Wait, it's a Reddit post. Oh god, Agents, help me.
The Reddit post is going to be last.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my god.
That way we can burn through it quickly, because we'll be over it by that stage. There's a link to the video. It's also in the description for when you want to watch it later. I'm going to go do this. Why is the player so tiny?
What the fuck did you say to me? Hmm?
The player for this is so fucking tiny.
Not tiny for me. I think that's just a fucking skill issue, right, chat? Oh god. See, Agens is the type of guy to complain about anything, even when stuff is working just fine. Like, the stuff that he's experiencing, they're minor inconveniences, and he likes to blow them out of proportion to make them like, oh my god, it's ruining my entire experience, when it's really not. So honestly, some hearts in chat for Agens. So give him some hugs in chat for Agens. Like, he needs some support.
I am going to break this fucking thing.
See, listen, okay, Agens, you need to find some sort of fulfillment in your life. Go do some piracy in-game. You know, it's fine if you want to take a break. You know, just do some fucking piracy. Go fucking make a cup of coffee. Go drink some beer. Hang out with your children, the wife. You know, fucking watch a movie, light some candles, have sex. Who fucking knows? Just do something.
Alright. It's sorted now. I had to reload the page.
See, and that's what I, as a good co-host, does. I fill the air whilst Agens troubleshoots his fucking issues that he always apparently seems to have.
So, here we go. This video is by Dead Leader, and it is how to handle pirates in Star Citizen in 3.18. I've watched this, but I didn't actually focus on what they were talking about, so this is technically going to be a first-time reaction, because yeah.
I remember watching this, but quite frankly, I forget everything that was said. So,
do your loins tense up when you hear you're being targeted? Worried that your precious salvage is about to become the property of some ragtag ruffians? Well, hear this, citizen. My name's Dead Leader, and I'm going to teach you how to protect yourself out there so Blackbeard keeps his greasy mitts off of your cargo.
to be honest, I will admit, whenever I get targeted, my loins get a little bit tighter as well, but I think for different reasons. Thoughts on that, guys?
Imagine you're out there on some distant rock, citizen, filling your galley up with all the high-priced goods that you can carry.
This audio is really quiet.
He's at fucking Daymar, right? Am I mistaken, or is he somewhere else? That kind of looks like Daymar.
You can't tell because it's in black and white. It could be Daymar.
I'm saying, but if he is at background, if he is at Daymar, it kind of looked like it. We might have to scrub back, but if it is Daymar, that high quality cargo he's buying, that's fucking agricultural surprises. And I swear, if I see a prize out there that's carrying agricultural surprises, I will take it without question, agents. Okay, I don't care. You're looking at me in a weird way. Doesn't matter. Agricultural surprises are the top prize in Star Citizen. All right, shut up.
And the helm to begin ascent when all of a sudden you see Jolly sprays the side of your sloop with a hail of musket fire. At this point,
musket fire?
you need to assess the situation as fast as possible to discern your options. Firstly, what kind of ship am I in? A cargo barge? A speedy sloop? Do I have upgraded components? These factors will help you decide your next move. If you're slow and weak, and stand no chance of surviving a real encounter,
They're in an
he's on Hurston.
Focus on getting out of there in the most quick and direct manner possible. Where, if you've got some shields and guns on you, and maybe a co-pilot, perhaps you can...
The audio is really quiet on this video.
Trouble. But can you fight?
I'm going to try and bump this up.
Okay, so you know what? Let's deduce what he's saying. Upgrade components. Go fast. Get some turret gunners on that bitch. Know the limitations of the ships you're flying. Okay. Is that correct? Any did I miss anything? You know, I need more context, Agent. Let's play.
And you easily discern your opponent's strength. This is something you can't waste your time figuring out.
I've turned it up for the stream.
Will make when coming under fire is they stop what they're doing, face their attacker, and fire back, or open up global chat and start typing to reason or yell at them. And more often than not,
I like how this is such a fucking watered down version of global chat. Look at this shit. Look at it. Look at it.
It's like, fuck off. No, they don't even say anything while we're attacking them. It's not until after you've killed them that they start swearing at you.
Now, sometimes they say shit while we're spanking them. It's great. Like, they just talk like NPCs in global chat. They don't actually do anything. It's actually kind of funny. You've been there, Agents. You've seen it happen.
This is exactly what the aggressor wanted in the first place. To startle you and throw you off from escaping successfully. I recommend, if you come under fire, always continue your path as quickly as possible to the closest exit. This means if you're in atmosphere, point your ship up 90 degrees, fire your boosters to hit top speed, and spool your QT drive to go once you're free from atmosphere. You're likely able to discern any information you may need from your attacker passively while you're doing this anyway. Best not to break your concentration, giving them the time to make ground on you. Once you've successfully managed to QT away, remember, jollies can jump also, so if you've jumped to a location nearby, quickly face another location marker and jump once more, since if they're an adamant bunch, they may still be riding your tail. But can you flee? Are you in atmosphere, unable to QT away? Do the jollies have a QT jammer in range blocking your escape? Is your QT drive spooled and ready to go? When upgrading your ship, the first component you should consider upgrading is your QT drive, since not only can you easily increase the range you can jump, but often you can halve the amount of time it takes for your QT drive to spool up or cool down.
I don't know if I agree with that. Your quantum drive as the first component you upgrade? I don't know. What do you think about that one, Agents?
Well, it doesn't fucking matter if you got a bloody QED dampener or snare. They could have the best quantum drive for all they fucking want. Bloody if you got QED, it doesn't make a difference. They could have the worst one, they could have the best one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the first thing that I would consider is fucking power plants.
No, if I was gonna...
Or shields, even.
If I was concerned about attacks, it would be the shields that would be the first thing that I'd upgrade. Unless the ship didn't have repeaters for weapons. But that's just me.
And those seconds are precious when coming under fire. If your QT drive is spooling much faster than the enemy is able to successfully damage your shields, then you're laughing, old sport. And they're likely placing their bets on you breaking your focus from achieving this task. If the jollies have a QT jammer, and there's multiple targets gaining on you, you will have a split second to identify their jammer. Their range is usually about 2 clicks, so they need to be close to you to be effective. Ask yourself, which one is the jammer? Can I successfully outrun their range to jump to safety? Jammers can usually be quite fragile ships, so if escape isn't an option for them, it may be beneficial to engage their jammer.
I lost focus on when I watched this the first time.
Ignoring the other potentially more dangerous threats. If you can't take them out quickly, then you can jump away. But even if you can just scare them enough to back away a bit, you may be able to break their focus off on you, giving you the precious time to get out of their range and far away enough to jump. Those are the basic techniques you need in order to shake the jolly off your booty. But it doesn't end there, old chap. Knowing the enemy's intentions helps to discern what you might need to do in engagement, and very easily might be the trick you need to turn the tides of battle. Ask yourself this: what's at risk? Do I have valuable cargo? Do I have high-value gear equipped? If you don't stand to lose much by engaging them, then you can afford to be a bit reckless with your behavior. Secondly, who is this enemy likely to be? Organized pirates? Do they travel in packs, likely to have scanned and observed what you have planned on making your loot their own? Or are they grievous, scoundrels, who just want to stop you from achieving whatever you were doing? These hooligans usually don't have any gear on them, and are more than likely willing to kill themselves just in an attempt to kill you. Unskilled and untalented, they're likely to take offense by you successfully ignoring them. Or opportunists, who may have just randomly scanned you and realized that you were a vulnerable position with a lot of loot on you and worth the crime stat if engaged. They're unlikely to be in groups or to be prepared to actually take you on as long as you're sitting in your pilot seat ready to go. But remember, no matter the villain, the rules stay the same. Don't get distracted. Don't attempt to argue with them. Stay cool, calm, and collected, and you'll be okay, citizen. My name's Dead Leader. Stay safe out there in the verse, citizen. Hear this, hear this. Have you subscribed to Dead Leader?
Nope, but I do want to summarize. I do want to summarize what he said here. I'm having a hard time past all of the theatrics. It's basically, yeah. I mean, it's basically what we've been saying the whole time, like for years now at this point, for how to defeat us, or how to get around us, or how to avoid us. So yeah, I mean, in that vein, it's good. It's good, Agents.
The
Thank you,
advice
Dead
that
Leader,
this
for...
this
Okay.
is just no. The advice that this guy gave was just try and run away. Try and run away. Don't fucking respond to him in chat. Just try and run away. That was it. Like, fucking, do people actually, like, I know people like this video because of presentation style, but fucking, I don't know, man. I had a hard time trying to track what was going on, not only because the audio was quiet, but it's like, the fucking, just... The talking.
Come on, Agens. You can see he put some effort into this. It was fun. It was theatrical. Come on. Come on. Live a little, Agens. Christ almighty.
Yeah, well, fucking apparently this is just... Like, my issue with this isn't... Like, I don't care that he gave fucking bad information, but it's clear, like, fucking... You know, that this guy doesn't know enough about how to handle a piracy attack to really actually be giving advice on it. That said, though, at least he's fucking trying. But the presentation style of this video just puts me off. Like, I don't want to watch this. Like, I don't know if you guys were watching, but, you know, like, for my reaction, I'm kind of just dazing off. Fucking sitting here trying to, you know, like... trying to will myself to fucking watch through this. Not because I, you know, bloody the content isn't that interesting to me from the sense of like, bloody that, you know, like I already know, you know, how to handle pirates, but just trying to focus on what they're saying because they're trying to go after this theatrical bloody fucking style of presenting the information. It just is... To me, it's not interesting. It's distracting from the actual content. I'm just trying to focus on the video too much, and that's just going... My brain is just like, I want to skip. My brain's just like, fast forward, skip. You know, like, fucking don't bother watching this. Don't waste your time. Like, you know, like... And the advice, like, this could have all been boiled down to 60 seconds. You know, like, fucking... Upgrade your ship components. Fly fast in a straight line if you start getting attacked. If you think you can take them, fucking, you know, try and take them. Don't talk and chat.
Good crew. Like, the biggest takeaway is just to make sure that you have crew on board your ship when you're fucking doing it. Because if you get attacked by pirates, having people on board your ship is going to make it much, much, much harder for any group of pirates to take your ship. If you're by yourself, you are almost certainly going to get fucking killed the moment challenged. So, that's the biggest piece of advice that we can offer. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, like, we've been given the answer on how to beat us for years and people are still ignoring it, so... Maybe this will get through. Maybe this is what cargo haulers are into. Fucking Care Bears. You know, like...
Yeah, man, like... Why not?
I've reset the audio for the video, so...
I think people should take this person's advice. I would love to see... I would love to see...
They're not going to. Like, here's the thing is, dude, like, they're just gonna, like, his main point really was just don't sling salt and chat because that's what they're looking for. You know, like all the salt and, you know, fucking all that shit. Like, I don't care, like, if they're upset by my actions or not, to be honest. Like, I've been doing this so long now, it's like, you're literally just you're either an NPC or somebody that fights back.
Oh yeah, man.
That's
it's just fun. It's really like the big, like, to be fair, like, and Squirrel Lord makes a good point. Like, if you really want to know how to defend yourself against pirates, watch our videos. That's it. That's all you need to do. Because anyone with half a brain can look at our videos and figure out what not to do based off the examples that the fucking targets give.
like, really, if you know how to... Like, the defense against pirates is the same defense measures that you'd use against any sort of hostile force, which is fucking look. You know, keep your head on a swivel, look around yourself for any sort of threats, and if they're not part of your bloody group, then they're a potential threat. And if they're coming closer to you, then they're probably a threat. And the best way to fucking defend yourself is actually not to be there. At all. You can't get attacked if you're not there. So fucking don't fuck around. Get in, get out. That's it. Don't bloody try and walk around. Don't go bloody, you know, collecting all the shit from all the outposts, bloody buildings. Don't, you know, run into the building, buy your cargo, get in your ship, fuck off. It is really not that hard to get around pirates. It's not that hard to bloody beat us either. It is literally people just not being bothered to prepare. And when we get server meshing, it's all going to change again. And it won't even be pirates that you'll need to be worried about. It will be other orgs.
Oh, Conjar, looking at work comes. Your wife is in me DMs. Hey, baby. Oh, dude, that clip makes me laugh every fucking time I see it, man. Oh my god.
Alright. I'm gonna get this out of the way nice and early. The fucking announcement that was made by the fucking parrot org, I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Like, fucking, they're not the first org that said that they're gonna come fight us or declare a war on us or anything like that. Like, the video editing's cool. Like, the superimposing of the, you know, image around Stanton, that was cool. The fucking voice change was fucking hard to understand.
Really, like, I honestly had to watch it like a couple of times. Like, I had to scrub back through it to figure out what was said. to be honest, but honestly, like, I don't like. I like, do something in game, please. Just do something in, like, I don't care about this hokey stuff, like, over fucking, like, do something in game, please, because I care about the gameplay. Like, the gameplay is cool. Like, the gameplay associated with something like this is great. But seriously, do something in game. That'd be great.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
It's all well and good that you guys made a fucking video, like, but it was 4 minutes of just talking. And yeah, like, fucking anybody can talk shit.
No, like, I'm cool, man. Like, I think it was fine, but just do something in game. That's it. Because I can't tell you how many fucking, like, declarations we've got and threats we've gotten from people and organizations and messages we've gotten and everything. Like, oh, we're gonna do this, and none of it ever fucking, like, results in anything. So that's why I looked at this and I'm just like, fucking just do something then. I don't need to be, like, there doesn't need to be any announcement or like, stuff. Like, just do something. Just fucking do something. Fuck.
As I said, anybody can talk shit, and the video looks cool. The audio needs work. It was mainly the voice distortion, it was just too much. But yeah, like, could have been a lot shorter. Could have been a whole lot shorter. But we're not reacting to the video, not giving it any more attention. I know people were like, oh, you know, an org declared war on you, Mongrel Squad, what are you gonna do? Same thing that we do with every other fucking org that does it. Wait for them to attack. That's it. Because fucking 9 times out of 10 it's all talk, chest thumping, and nothing happens. If something does happen, cool. If it keeps happening, cool. We're just gonna keep doing what we do, though.
Yeah, like
we're not going to sit there and go, we're going to meet you at this place at this time, and you know, fucking, we'll duke it out. Like, that's not the type of PvP that we look for. We want organic stuff. So if you want to come fucking fight us, you got to come looking for us, because, you know, we're out there doing piracy.
We're not that hard to find either.
Alright. That's all I got to say about that pirate org, or parrot. We're going to move on to the next video. So the next video is a... What is the next video? Ah, this one. This one I actually have watched, and I want to share it with all of you guys, and I didn't grab the bloody issue council report. There you go there, that's the video there. And this one is actually worth watching. It's a very short one.
Oh my god, that was fucking loud. Holy crap, man. Jeez.
Yeah, that's because you had to turn it up for the previous video.
Oh my god.
Alright, here we go. So this one is Hawks Gaming, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Hawks Gaming. He does, you know, a lot of Star Citizen content, and he's very, like, he's always on the cutting edge of finding exploits and glitches and stuff like that, and he'll make a video on it, and then, you know, there'll be an issue council report as well. Pretty much he makes the videos not only to advertise the glitch, but also to try and get reproductions on the actual exploit itself. Conveniently though, there's a refinery duplication glitch, which is what this video is about. Now this is probably going to be the reason why all our fucking money will get wiped. Now a lot of people will sit there and go, oh, you waited until 318 went live before you made the video. Here's the thing. You couldn't do that because during the PTU, we got wipes nearly every single day. There were very rare times where we actually had a patch go for more than 3 days. There might have been enough time for one of those days to try and test this out, which could have happened in the PTU, but more than likely, this actually got found during the live build. So yeah. It's highly possible that we'll end up having a credit wipe. Or, you know, people who made over a certain amount of credits just gets wiped. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, here's the video. You'll get to see it all. It's not a very long one. It's interesting though. It gives you insight into the mindset of somebody who does this sort of testing. It's kind of interesting.
How to make money fast in Star Citizen 318. Well, you know, as long as you promise me that you're going to fill out the bug report, link down in the description. Ultimately, this is a refinery duplication glitch where you can turn one order into two and then ultimately turn those 2 orders into 4. So yeah, kind of broken. One prospector load is worth 1 million space bucks. Now, I'm not kidding here. If you do not follow the steps, you can bug yourself out, and that's going to really suck. Step 1 is to show up to any L1 station with a prospector load, preferably a full load of Quantanium. Step 2, go into third person mode by pressing F4. Now you'll have to use Z in order to rotate your camera slightly because you are going to need to see both of these screens here. Once you get a good camera angle, hold down F to interact with the second machine. Step 3, start setting up that exact same order on the second screen. Now it doesn't matter what refining process you use, and you can actually use different refining processes for these orders. It does.
You know what? You want to know something interesting? This like third person, like multi-screen usage thing, this is also a workaround to fucking claim ships in the current build. Which is really fucking funny. So you can use this for good or you can use this for evil.
Doesn't really doesn't matter. Generally, I'll use Dink solventation or Ferron exchange, so you get the highest yield possible, but I want to show you how you're going to be able to dupe these into your ship as well, so we're just going to go with something like the Gaskin process. Get one of your orders worked up all the way to the point where you can start collecting it, but don't do that, and get the other order set up all the way as well. Okay, before we do this, word of caution, when you're loading your ships, don't load them while they're stored or you can screw yourself over. Alright, here we go. Step 4, hit collect, then collect again as fast as you can. You do need to be quick. Both of those orders are now processing. Fast forward into the future, we are now ready to load some of these orders onto our ship. Now, each one of these orders that we load are going to be turning into 2 orders, so ultimately, 1 prospector load is worth 4 prospector loads. Once you have set 1 load to collect into your ship, now it's time to open up the other terminal again and do the exact same thing. Make sure that you're doing it with the exact same load, or, you're not going to dupe anything, you're just going to move those orders over. Just a second ago, I duped the other 1221 order into my max, but it still hasn't cleared off the second terminal yet. There it goes. You will not be able to load any of the orders while that request is happening, so, you're going to have to be patient if your server is a bit laggy. Alright, we're primed and ready to go. You're going to hit collect, and you're going to confirm those on both of the screens as quickly as you possibly can. Let's do this one more time, and while I'm letting that run in the background, let's talk about the things that you need to make sure that you do not do while you're doing this, or you will totally and completely bug your ships out and you're going to get pissed off. Rule number 1, never store your ship when you're at your cell location. Leave it on the pad, alright? And also make sure, like I said earlier, that you're loading your ships with them on the pad. Okay, seriously. Rule number 2, do not try to be cheeky and have yourself bound up at Arc L1 and sailed down at Arc Corp and think you're going to be able to kill yourself back there and then pull out your ship. Don't do that, because it can totally and completely put your ship in a destroyed status and you won't be able to pull it out like forever without a bunch of drama. Rule number 3, and this is a totally and completely huge one, don't screw this up. If your transport ship is bugged in the destroyed status, do not try to claim it here at the refinery station. I can't stress this enough, or you're going to get mega pissed off. What will happen is you'll eventually get that all sorted, but you're going to actually dupe your ship as well, and there is only 1 ship that shows up in your list. So if you accidentally load a bunch of orders onto the wrong ship, you're screwed, because you're not going to be able to pull the ship out that actually has the orders on it, so it's totally lame. If you do use this dupe, please take the opportunity to fill out the bug report so CIG can get this fixed.
You know what? Fuck you, Agens. I didn't get to enjoy the video because Gilded is taking a shit,
and I'm upset. I'm speaking on behalf of the entire org when I say, when the fuck are we moving back to Discord?
We will never go back to Discord. I'd make a TeamSpeak server before I'd go back to Discord.
When the fuck are we making a TeamSpeak server?
Soon, but at this rate, if fucking Gilded doesn't sort their comms out, I'm legit thinking of moving away from it. For fuck's sake, it just dropped out again.
God damn it.
No, we're still here, Dobbs. We're still in the chat.
I understand, but I can't fucking see you or anybody. Please, just fucking
we don't need to see each other.
Kill me. Kill me, Agents, for fuck's sake.
It's not that bad. But yes, that was a duplication glitch. Another refinery one. Amazingly. But it's interesting that that they found this. If you go to the video, there is an issue council report link in the top comment that's pinned to the top of the video, so you can go check it out there. And yeah, feel free to test it out. That's if you can get into the game, if you can call a ship. It's, there's a lot of ifs, but if you could get all the way through that and you get to this point and you manage to test it and duplicate the bug or replicate the bug, then feel free to contribute to the report.
Plain Blake wants to know why you have such a hate boner for Discord. I know you've explained it publicly on more than one occasion, but I think he needs yet another reminder.
The reason why I don't like Discord is because for how long it's been around for, its feature set is weak as piss. It literally cornered the market and then didn't bother iterating until Gilded started showing up and actually started making some progress. Literally, if Gilded got their fucking voice comm sorted out, they would kill Discord. Because there's features that Gilded has that Discord makes you pay for. Like for an organization management tool, Gilded is superior in every way in comparison to Discord. Part of the reason why people are still attached to Discord is because it's just what they've been using for years and they don't like change. Unfortunately though, for when it comes to voice comms, unless you have the ability to set up a TeamSpeak server and the knowledge on how to do that and to maintain it, Discord is literally the best option because it's nearly dummy proof. But you need to make bots to be able to make it do anything beyond fucking having the ability to talk to each other through either text or voice comms. And once Gilded, if Gilded addresses their voice comms, they've pretty much got Discord on the ropes.
Now, Blake, I want you to clip that.
Hold up.
And the next time you ask why we're still on Gilded, I want you to return to this clip and watch it and understand.
The only feature of Discord that works better than Gilded is its voice comms. Every other feature that Gilded has that Discord has, Gilded does better. Actually, except for the streaming. The streaming's trash too. So streaming and voice comms are the two weak points of Gilded, which just happens to be the strong points of Discord. But, you know, Discord's only added forums recently. Discord's only added bloody, what was it? In-text threads. That's been in Gilded pretty much, since we came to Gilded. We've been on Gilded for nearly 2.5 years now. Stony, yeah, we have actually.
Yeah, I think you could do that via TeamSpeak.
That's pretty much how we'd do it. We'd look at, if we could get access to the TeamSpeak API, we'd probably look at integrating it that way, or we'd just have a TeamSpeak server set up and then just access it through the website, or you can just open the standalone client and connect that way. Yeah, sorry, Discord added forums, I think it was at the start of this year. But yeah, like Discord hasn't added features that are on par with Gilded. Like their forums are hemmed in, their event system is trash, like they don't even have a calendar to display events. Like, Discord got in early. That's part of the reason why. But it's also doing one of the things that we all see as necessary really well, which is the voice comms. But Gilded did push in a direction that Discord just refused to, and that was whisper comms, which was the main attraction for coming to Gilded in the first place. Because we were on Discord. And one of the issues that we saw was that we were going to need the ability for officers to be able to communicate outside of channels to each other via whisper, and it was either TeamSpeak or find another solution. And we found Gilded, and Gilded had text, the forums, the event calendar, the streaming channel. You could set up multiple server groups. So instead of having a long list of channels, you could set up 5 server groups and then you switch between them, which pretty much were the equivalent of having 5 different Discord servers. the benefits of Gilded were at that time, you know, a lot better than what Discord had. Like, Discord wasn't even considering forums or in-thread replies until the last 12 months.
Remember this, episode 30, Mongrel Squad Reaction and Rants, as well as probably 5 other different org reports internally, other obscure live streams where he's mentioned it before. He's given this answer like over a dozen times, and people aren't accepting it, but I do understand the gripes. VoIP servers not working is a big problem.
Here's the thing as well, the stability of the VoIP server on Gilded has degraded over time. Like, it wasn't always this bad. It's degraded over time. It seems Gilded is intent on adding extra feature sets that they think people want, but not focus on what, you know, would be the main attractor to Gilded itself. But it doesn't matter that Whisper doesn't work now. If Gilded pulls their finger out, it will work later. But the very fact that Discord doesn't have Whisper features at all, that for the entirety of the time that Discord has been a thing, that they have never ever entertained the idea of Whisper. In fact, there's records of them saying that they won't do it. That to me right there tells me that they're not interested in providing their customers a quality product. They just want to make sure that they can corner the market and then, you know, charge you for animated fucking avatars, which you can do for free on Gilded. Charge you for bloody gradients on your name, which you can do for free on Gilded.
Using emotes from other servers on your server. They charge you for that, and you can do it on Gilded for free.
Yep. You know, you've got 0.5 gigabyte on file sizes on Gilded, whereas Discord limits you to, what was it, 8 megabytes, unless you're a Nitro subscriber. I imagine that one day Gilded's going to start making, you know, going to have to start charging people subscription fees. In fact, they were trying to do that earlier, and then they eventually moved away from that. But what they ended up doing was introducing the subscription model that content creators can actually use. So if I wanted to, I could set up a subscription on our Gilded server and tie it into the role system, give special access to certain parts of the Gilded server, certain feature sets, and, you know, essentially create your own little content creator ecosystem. That's the direction that they're trying to push in, but their fucking voice comms are trash, and the streaming channel is, you know, trash. And people keep telling them this, and for whatever reason, the people at Gilded just aren't listening to this particular point. It's like, you need to get your voice comm sorted out. But, you know, like, the very fact that Discord, whilst it has the voice comm sorted out, we have alternatives that have voice comms that are just better. And for the feature set that we're looking for, which is going to be Whisper comms, I would go to TeamSpeak before I'd go to Discord. Unless Discord puts in Whisper comms, I'm not going back there. There's no point. It's as simple as that. It is not useful. Microsoft Teams, Skype, Mumble, Ventrilo. Fuck, where was he? There was another one. I can't remember. There's another one that's like ancient. That's, yeah, like having Whisper comms for the level of structure that we have is, you know, crucial, and the fact that Gilded's been dropping the ball on that is frustrating, which is why I'm pushing, you know, like, I'm still hanging on that Gilded's going to pull through for us, but, you know, like, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, I'm ready to pull the trigger on it too, and we just use Gilded for now as a platform for socials. Just use fuck off, Tuan. We used to use Spectrum, we stopped doing that.
Yeah, I remember when we were on Spectrum, dude. It was fucking awful. But dude, we need to buy everyone in the orc walkie-talkies.
No.
Everyone gets walkie-talkies.
Tin can and a piece of string. Alright? Tin can and a piece of string, and you gotta supply your own can.
Yeah, I can't wait to have my ear shoved in a hollowed out can of beans just so I can hear the term target dampened.
Well, Dobbs, being an officer, you're gonna actually have to have like 5 different cans for your whisper comms.
Yeah.
Use in-game voice.
Yeah, like
100%.
Yeah. I'll have a funnel in every single one of those cans, and they'll just be like covered my head.
All right. So, a bit of a detour on what we're actually talking about. Just remember about that video, the duplication glitch. If you do mining and you're able to spend the time to try and replicate it, take the time to do it. Contribute to the IC report so that the CIG is aware of it and they fix it before we go to the 0.1 patch. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the next video. I'm going to quickly grab the link. Now this one is a bit different in the sense that it's not in English for the entirety of it.
Oh god, I need a translator.
Now we can watch it with subtitles because it's from Baron, and he does do the subtitles. Actually, no, we're on fucking watch. Yeah, we're on this watch together, so subtitles are probably not gonna work. English. Close that. Go to the reaction scene. Alright, here we are. So, this is from Baron of Mork. He's one of our guys who does content creation. Most of it, all of his stuff is in French, but what he does is he records his point of view during our ops in the Oceanic time zone, and because we all talk in English, he'll actually do French subtitles for his viewers, for his audience, so that they can actually understand what's going on there.
Bing rally.
Now, he normally does a bit of an intro, talks a bit into the camera, and then goes into the op. We'll see how the subtitles go, because I've just selected English subtitles, so we'll see how it goes when he's talking. Probably going to have to make the chat and the stats are going to have to disappear so that you guys can see. Yeah, here we go.
Salut à tous, ici le Baron of Mork. Ça a fait un moment que vous ne m'aviez pas vu, et pour la faire rapide pour tous ceux qui ont potentiellement raté les annonces que j'ai faites il y a 3 semaines, je quitte la Thaïlande et je rentre en France définitivement cet été, et c'est la raison pour laquelle j'ai été un peu occupé ces derniers temps. Par ailleurs, c'est resté, il ne s'est pas passé grand-chose en jeu, et l'attaque d'aujourd'hui, qui date de la semaine dernière, provient donc du PTU, où, comme le nom de cet épisode l'indique, nous sommes tombés sur une cible avec une escorte. Ça fait plaisir de voir que cela rentre un peu pour certains. Cependant,
Agents,
escort n'est pas un mot magique qui, juste parce qu'elle est là, fera fuir tous les pirates aux alentours. Avoir un ou des vaisseaux en escorte n'est que le premier pas vers le vrai gameplay dans un environnement.
When I do grow my hair out, I've done it before. When I got out of the army, I actually grew my hair out as long as I could. It took me about 2 years, and it only got to shoulder length because my hair grows out, not down. And it was just, you know, like it was pretty much, you know, this huge afro. And yeah, it didn't matter if I tied it up. Never tried to straighten it though, but yeah, it just didn't get long enough. After 2 years, I'm like, you know what, fuck this. Shaved it off. Kept the beard though.
You know,
flat iron product. Just couldn't do it. Could not do it. It just wasn't long enough. That's the thing.
Try harder, Agents.
After 2 years, it not, you know, getting past my shoulders, I'm just like, yeah, this is just taking too long.
Listen, I've grown my hair out like Baron. See, Baron and I are fucking, both of us are long hairs. I'm technically not a long hair anymore, but I used to be up until like last year. I cut it off.
But it's just my bloody genetics. That's it. Like my mother's hair is like that too. Like she can't grow her hair long; it grows out. So that's just the way it is.
Environnement PVP, celui qui consiste à théoriser des tactiques, tester pour déterminer ce qui fonctionne le mieux, s'entraîner pour acquérir des réflexes de base à suivre quand le chaos du combat vous entoure de toutes parts, rendant la situation des plus confuses. En gros, faire le même travail de préparation en amont que ce que nous, les pirates, faisons depuis longtemps, mais ici dans l'objectif de nous montrer. Et ne comptez donc pas sur moi pour vous tenir à la main et vous dire comment faire. Je vous fais déjà des vidéos aux premières loges pour voir les behind the scenes de nos attaques. Vous espérez quand même pas que je vais commencer à vous rédiger des fiches pratiques, point par point, sur comment nous baiser la gueule à chaque tournant. Car évidemment, nous savons aussi comment jouer une escorte, parce que c'est notre des beautés de la piraterie. On fait vraiment l'expérience de tous les gameplays en mode sandbox avec du gameplay combat pendant l'attaque, de la logistique pour prendre tout ce qu'il y a à récupérer, et enfin du gameplay sécurité pour rapporter notre butin en des lieux pas toujours fréquentables. Et puisque l'on parle de logistique, voici un petit point de contexte sur des événements hors champ ce jour-là. Je me rends compte que Benny Blue, un pirate de l'organisation est sur le même serveur que nous. Il me contacte rapidement pour nous proposer de nous vendre un Taurus rempli de l'araignée qu'il vient de voler en solo à un certain Extens sur Ariane. Nous sommes sur le PTU, donc je lui réponds que les crédits ne nous intéressent pas vraiment et que nous allons essayer de nous dégoter une cible par nous-mêmes. Cependant, puisqu'on parlait de logistique, sachez que si vous piratez en solo et que vous vous retrouvez avec ce genre de cargo sur les bras, sans savoir trop quoi en faire, notre organisation sœur, les Pack Rats, sont justement prévues à cet effet. Contactez-les sur notre serveur Gilded public, lien dans la description, et demandez-leur si racheter votre vaisseau les intéresse, car c'est l'un de leurs nombreux boulots logistiques. Si vous êtes un joueur industriel qui n'a pas peur de fricoter avec la piraterie, vous pouvez aussi rejoindre les Pack Rats. Contrairement à Mongrel Squad, il s'agit d'une organisation casuale qui accepte tout le monde. Bref, toujours à la recherche d'une cible, nous trouvons le Cutlass abandonné de Benny Blue à Bezdek, mais c'est là qu'un Caterpillar PNJ spawn non loin de moi.
Alright, here we go.
Guy's falling.
Oh yeah, it's falling.
Ah, that's right. We found an NPC caterpillar, and downed it to grab the cargo.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it have like piss, shit, and processed food on it?
Well, there was 6
scrap
boxes
and processed food.
There was 3 of processed food and 3 of scrap to
there
start with. So.
Sometimes they carry more.
Well, head down, check it out. Top flip. You don't need to be down there. Actually, no, you do need to be down there. You're a prospect. Help move those boxes.
Oh, prospect that just fall as well. Is this? It's flying ship right now. It's raining ship.
Did anybody scan the prospector to see if it had anything on it?
This is a cutty. Where was the prospector? Sure. Oh, yeah, I think, yeah. Right.
This is the regular Scorpius.
These are the boxes.
Prospector, yeah, I can see...
The better Scorpius.
Yeah, the saddlebag.
The actual useful Scorpios.
Only two, though.
We don't talk about the other one.
Yeah, we don't talk about the other one.
Actually, let's try it anyway.
Not sure. Yeah, you got it, agents. Gonna take back some altitude. Gonna cramp stats.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go check this thing. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to move this. We're not gonna be able to move these saddlebags at all.
Only in space.
Can you scan them?
I can't scan them.
Can't scan them? Alright.
No.
Get it. Don't worry about it. Let's start scouting for more valuable targets.
Alright. Well, I finished this piece of crap up. Did you just throw some crap at my ship?
Carlos is griefing me.
Griefing? Oh my god, no!
Quick, take a screenshot, put it on Reddit, somebody will report it for you.
But the good thing with Reddit, you don't even need to file your report yourself.
Yeah, somebody else will do it for you. Is there an echo in here?
No, that's me, agents.
Oh, so I found a nice org name we can use, agents. It's not taken yet. It's called Totally Legitimate Salvage.
Top flip, set yourself up for a leading snare to Hurston.
Lead snare! Let's go! Get it! Woo!
Going back.
It's actually not a bad hit.
There's also an arrow there.
I got a crime sat and I don't need to be at the outpost. I'll join you at OM1 to play.
The name of the tourist extends. It's the same tourist that Vinny Blue stole, so I don't know if just the guy came back or Vinny Blue came back with the ship.
No, I don't think he came back with the ship.
Never mind. 174 SCU Laranite on the tours. He's taken off.
Alright, move fast.
He might have an escort.
Please get it. Please get the snare, please. I want to see it.
I cannot see where he's looking at right now.
This is PTU, right?
Looking at nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a PTU hit.
Hit him in dead space. Because if we soft death them there, they've got a quantum travel point.
Oh, you're gonna get him, right? Oh yeah, you're gonna get him.
The blue and the Scorpius to where top flip is now. Check the route.
He's got me.
Nice.
Nice. Alright.
We'll just wait here.
Wait, Baron. Wait.
Baron jumped directly to him.
Okay.
Lamington checked it.
Still looking at nowhere.
Lamington checked it?
Picking this guy
Yeah.
up on scans.
Myself and Kanjo are watching the target.
Might be going to another planet. Hope not.
Oh, you better get him. You better get him.
What's his name?
Extends.
Extends. He may be itchy if he just got hit by a solo pirate.
He's looking at OM5. He's looking at OM5.
So he'll have to route through OM4. He'll land on us.
Right. Good.
If he has to route through OM4, then why not just...
OM5 anymore.
At least the... I guess because Comrade, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to do the hit in dead space.
Right, no, yeah, I get it.
Okay, so he's going to OM4, then Hurston.
You want to turn that off?
Even if he did have to route through OM4, he still would have caught him, I think.
That's why you weren't keeping up before in
Maybe,
fights.
yeah.
Yeah, he's Spanish and listed 2023.
Top flip went through OM4, right? Because that was the route?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Greedy, the Antares didn't exist at this point.
It's me cycling.
He's looking at OM4.
Sweet.
Come on, get him.
So, as soon as paints are available,
jumped to OM4.
Okay.
We'll go to OM1.
Come on.
We're gonna get him. Don't jump there, Kenja. You may spook him.
Roger that.
Yes. Oh, my game's freezing up.
You just had 2 quantum snares.
There he is. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
The arrows here.
Nice.
Take out the arrow first. Top flip. Your priority is to keep.
This one had an escort.
On that Taurus.
Got an escort. Ooh, baby,
Yeah.
that's nice.
I found the arrow. Okay, I got the arrow.
Yep.
Now, if this escort was smart, he could have fucking tripped the snare before the fucking prize did, but not really that smart.
Come on.
This Taurus.
Alright, the arrow is very red.
He's burning out.
Yeah.
Arrow jumped, I think.
No, still on him.
Still here.
No, guys, they're pulling you away from the target.
Yeah,
Pull
okay.
back towards the target now.
Yeah.
20-something kilometers away.
On top lip, yeah, alright.
Let's keep an eye out for that arrow.
Yeah. Don't launch missile.
Almost.
No, hold your missiles. This guy's flying in a straight line.
Yeah, ratio is down.
Almost in range.
Here comes the DPS machine.
Right. Once we start seeing the ship turning red, I want the Scorpius to be the
Arrow
one
is
that
back.
initiates soft
going
death.
in on him.
Alright, soft death.
Oops, soft death, soft death.
Oh
death.
no!
Hard death.
That was hard.
Oh no! Oh!
So during that time when we were actually going after the
Bring the blue over here, top flip,
Connie,
maintain,
it wasn't turning red for me, so I was still shooting at it. And for Baron, it quickly changed red.
You fucked it up,
just before it
Agens.
exploded. It's not our fault that we didn't get the correct UI updates. Couldn't tell.
Really great hit up until that point.
Yeah, bring the blue in. Start grabbing this stuff, guys. Top flip, bring it back towards where the blue is now.
Kenja, you on your own? You're fighting with this guy?
Yeah.
5 kilometers behind you, but I cannot catch up. If you need...
Baron, you guys are like 60 kilometers away, so you could probably just fucking jump back to where we are.
No worries.
And you'll lose them. Top flip, is your snare still up?
Yep, it is.
Nice. Keep it up. That'll be our little warning to let us know if anybody's trying to jump back to this position. It's possible that the pilot may have jumped out of that ship. There may be a marker.
I'll rotate the ship around a little bit more.
I just stripped the body agency, he's not alive.
There'll still be a corpse marker here though.
Damn it, man. Really wanted to see a boarding action there.
I'll get you to turn your snare on, and I want you to grab that body and take it to a different location.
Okay.
Good work.
Pace up, line up.
No, it's me, Agens.
I'm gonna
Snare is up.
reverse back a little bit.
I've got a big box here.
Who got the body?
So for those asking the questions about the soft death and hard death, as the ships get smaller, the transition between soft death and hard death actually gets smaller as well. So a constellation, like the amount of damage that you're putting into it, you need to be able to see the ship state, which is why, like, you don't see my point of view here, but if you were paying attention to Barons, it went from, you could see that the rear shield was down, and it was blue, and then half a second later the middle section's red, and then probably half a second after that it explodes. For me, from my point of view, it was blue the entire time. It didn't even transition to red. So we actually had slowed down the amount of ships that were firing at the target, and it was just myself and Baron shooting at it at that point. It happens.
Whereabouts is that body?
Naked over by me.
Right. We want to throw that on top flip ship so that he can move the corpse marker.
Now look at this, Agens. Did you ever think in your history of piracy gameplay that you'd ever get to this point where you see so many goddamn boxes from a prize?
Yeah.
How do you feel now that we're here? How do you feel now that we're finally here?
I want more targets. More reliable targets. Because this is great. Like, this is like the step that we were all waiting for, but I just want more reliable targets to hit.
Yeah, me too.
That's the thing that we now need.
But you might see one on the Mongrel Squad YouTube channel in the next maybe week or so. So if you press that subscribe button on the Mongrel Squad YouTube channel, you may be there just in time to see our very first 318 piracy hit on the YouTube channel. So make sure you don't miss it.
Yeah, the door is open.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing his body.
I think we just ended up shoving everything into the caddy.
Oh yeah, we will.
Because you can. See, for those that say like, "Oh, you guys can't fit all that cargo into a fucking poppycock,"
Grab that
blasphemy, bullshit.
Just jump somewhere else.
I'm pretty sure some people in chat will tell you how much SEU you can fit comfortably and uncomfortably inside a Cutlass Blue. And it's just another feather in the cap of the Cutlass Blue as to why it is the best ship in Star Citizen without question or debate. It's just obvious fact at this point, guys. Come on now. That's just it.
Actually, you know that some mission SQs is.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Those are the waste boxes full of body parts?
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's the waste boxes which basically got a big, like a huge stain of blood next to it, and a shoe.
Somebody just called out Elgati. The
Elgati was the escort. This is Spanish, I believe. They were calling out that there are pirates around Hurston and Ariel.
Los Piratas!
Yeah, was called out.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting Top Flip to do. He's grabbed the owner's body. We just got him to jump away and further away in dead space and dump the body out.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna
just in case they're gonna try and do something clever and use the marker to get back to their ship.
We are.
Because they could try and quantum travel and then slow boat it, and they might catch us because we've got all that cargo to move.
I'll go over to Eris Harbor and
I dropped the body.
Nice. But there ends up being more.
They had an escort there. They're learning.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna complain though, like they're gonna say, "Oh, but we had an escort and we still couldn't defend ourselves. This is terrible."
Yeah, you had one arrow. The conning was pretty.
Yeah, the escort really did a shit job of protecting his target. It's like I said, like he jumped with the prize into the snare. If the fucking escort jumped before the prize and tripped the snare, you could have said, "Hey, there's a fucking snare. You might want to alter your fucking course." That's the job of a fucking escort, guys. You're just not doing it correctly. You're dumb. Be better. That's it.
That's why I use the term Irish mine detector. Irish mine detector. Because if you know the joke, then you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's like they at least tried. That's the thing. The problem with the escort though is that they only had the one escort. And the Connie just tried flying in a straight line, which fucking wasn't going to work. They should have been coordinating with each other and trying to force a fight. And in that scenario, we want to try and preserve the prize. And this is, you know, this is why a lot of fucking, you know, industrialists need to pull their heads in and stop thinking that every time they're getting pirated that we're there just to kill them. We want the prize, so we're going to try and take that ship intact as best as we can. If we accidentally blow up the ship, we made a mistake. We're trying to capture the prize in, you know, tact, so they can leverage that knowledge and try and force us into a position where we're in a tighter fight. And if they've got their escort fighter there, they can bring it in nice and tight and force us to have to fight two ships at once, as opposed to, you know, splitting our forces and being able to take them both. Because that's the thing, is like we design our teams in a way that we can split up like that and deal with deal with separate threats like what you saw. It's just not, you know, like we've been doing this for so fucking long now. Like we've learned all these lessons about this sort of stuff. And, you know, fucking everybody that sits there and, you know, cries about, you know, not being able to afford escorts, cries about not being able to, you know, like, they're not making enough credits from doing trade. It's like fucking, you know, fucking cry me a river, man. Like, pirates have been doing this for way longer for far less. And we keep going back out there because there's something that's more important to us than those fucking credits. Because the credits don't matter. They're going to get wiped. Those ships that you buy, they're going to get wiped. What matters is the experience that you gain. That experience can't be wiped per patch. That persists. Because that's you. So remember that the experience is what you really should be aiming for, not the fucking credits, not making numbers in the wallet go bigger. Like, if you want to make numbers in the wallet go bigger, go to the previous video, watch that, and then use that glitch, and then just reproduce that glitch over and over again. You know, thoroughly test it, make yourself a bloody bazillionaire, buy all the ships that you want, and then you can sit there and be fucking bored because you have nothing to work towards.
Hey, look at this, Agens. Apparently, Xylo created a post on Spectrum that's a 318 ship claim update.
Yeah, let's see.
Would you like me to read it to you?
We can put it on stream. Like, we haven't finished watching this video first. Let's finish the video.
The rest of this just box moving, I think.
Well, technically, yeah, but I want to see how Baron actually laid this out. I want to know what he showed. Because the box moving goes for a lot longer than bloody, what, the 3.5 minutes that it's left? I think you can't see the chapters. Baron breaks his videos up into chapters, so if you don't want to hear his monologues at the start, you can skip straight to the action. But we can't see it and watch together.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's another pile on the other side of the ship as well.
So the Taurus actually drops a lot more cargo than what we can fit in the Cutlass. Yeah, so we shove as much as we can into the Cutlass, and then we shove the rest into an MSR.
Oh, he's done the long pass, but it's off by 1 degree, which means by the time it gets here, it's going to be 1,000 kilometers away.
Alright, gotta push away and keep looking, but when we're in the middle of space like this, there is no body or whatnot. Very unlikely thing.
The only thing that you got to keep an eye out for is potential NPCs just randomly spawning on us.
Yeah.
There's no more room in here. Ah!
Has the Cutlass Blue headed
I can't tell you how many times I've been decapitated by my teammates throwing boxes into my ship. Up until this point.
All I heard was, let's get the Cutlass Blue crew to go to the orphanage so Agents does all the work.
What I was thinking was that we send, because we should be pretty right in dead space there from anybody trying to attack us. So
should be right.
Get you guys to head to the orphanage near the Blue and the Scorpius and Kanja. So you guys move to the orphanage now to sell. That way we can fuck that cargo off, and by the time the MSR is loaded up, the tick rate should be fine for us to show up and sell straight away.
Okay, Scorpio is gonna start to jump towards Alcop and get the size 1 quantum drive.
I'll stay out here then, and I'll help you packing into the MSR.
Hey, now,
that Taurus does look like it's soft death.
As Baron's just pointed out in text comms, which you can't see on the stream or the video, you can see it in the chat. If you were paying attention to what I was telling the guys to do, was that I was sending my fighters forward to bloody Lyria so that they could go secure the outpost that we're going to sell at, so that when our Cutlass Blue shows up full of cargo, it's protected. And our scouts who are being pushed forward can tell the Cutlass Blue, hey, there's no threats, or yes, there is threats, hold off, wait in dead space. Yeah, escorts don't work.
It still looks like it's intact.
Yeah, that's right, it was in only
boxes
one
are everywhere.
piece. But the boxes were all around, yeah.
It's hollow inside, there's nothing in it.
Do you have a crime set, Angel?
Nope.
Okay, so you'll get to the orphanage, and I'll stay in orbit, ready to jump to you in case. But that would be so bad that actually I bring somebody to you because I got a crime set 3. Imagine we find a ship full of stolen Laranite at the orphanage.
Well, that's what I mean. Like 318, probably for the first few weeks, is just going to be utter chaos. Where we go, we find somebody, we pirate them, we fight them a little bit, we go to sell, we find somebody else that's at the selling location, we fight them.
Oh, Agens, do you hear yourself right now? Do you hear yourself?
The optimism. How optimistic was I?
You know what, Agens, this is why you always need to be the wet blanket, because the moment you're fucking optimistic, this is what we get for it. This is now what we have to show for your optimism.
It is my fault that 318's live launch was shit, because I was optimistic about it. Oh man.
Fuck's sakes, man.
That's Baron's channel. That was one of our hits that we did during the PTU. There was actually a more hectic one. I don't think Baron was there for it. That we did on Selin, which was just nuts. I think there was only 4 of us in total. And I was in the Gladius, Top Flip was in the Mantis, and we had a Cuddy Blue there. We had Lamington and someone else, I can't remember who it was. But yeah, it was just, we come across a MSR who we worked out had pirated somebody. They had pirated a vulture and they loaded up all that cargo. And we showed up and bloody pirated them. And then somebody else showed up to stop us. And then we ended up destroying their ship before they could kill ours. It was, yeah, it was intense. Alright, Dobbs, where is this Spectrum post?
It is linked in the org chat in the Gilded, but I can read it to you while you try to get that up.
One sec. I've got it here. Let me zoom in on it. There we go. That's... There we go. And bring the music across because it's just this. Alright, Dobbs.
So this is Xylo. He posted this like literally, what time is it? Like 15 minutes ago, thereabouts.
Right, so
Star Citizen Alpha 318 ship claim update. Xylo says, quote, "Hi everyone, I wanted to update you on the progress of our team's efforts to improve the experience in Alpha 318. We have been diligently implementing hotfixes to address the most pressing issues. And while we have seen great improvements, there is still more work to be done. One issue that has been negatively impacting our database is the large number of entitlement calls being made for player vehicles at initial startup. To alleviate this, we are implementing a solution that we hope will significantly reduce strain on the back end and help us provide a smoother service. Our intention is to roll out this solution out soon." Typo, thank you, Xylo. "But we wanted to give you an early heads up of the upcoming change to how you will summon your vehicle." He continues, "The change we are making affects how you obtain your vehicle when logging into the game for the first time. Instead of being immediately entitled to your home location in-game, ships purchased on our website will now be available at any ASOP terminal labeled as deliverable. You can claim your ship by pressing the Deliver button, which functions similarly to the standard insurance claim, but is free and only takes about 20 seconds. We believe this subtle change will make a positive impact on the database, resulting in a lighter startup and overall improved stability. We will continue to closely monitor and work on additional solutions to further improve the service. Thank you for your patience and support. We look forward to seeing you in the verse."
There it is. Deliver. And deliverable.
So basically this means ships that you purchase on the website are no longer tied to your immediate primary residence, and you will be able to claim those ships and any other ships for free in a matter of 20 seconds. Ain't that something, Agents?
Have them delivered. It's interesting that they've put in this solution, because what that indicates is that they suspect a lot of people aren't reclaiming their ships at the home ports and are instead leaving those home ports as quickly as possible, going somewhere else, and then reclaiming all their ships at that other location. You know, going from like Orison to PO or Grim Hex, or like from Lawville to Everest Harbor, or from, you know, Area 18 to Bygini Point, or from New Babbage to Port Tressler. It's almost like people don't want to be on those planetary locations because of how much of a pain in the ass locomotion is. So instead of, you know, leaving all their ships at the home location, they go somewhere where they can have an easier time moving around and then call up all their ships there.
Let me ask you something, Agents. You watched Inside Star Citizen?
Last week's? Yeah.
Yes. What is your opinion on Jared getting up on camera and directly apologizing to the backers for the absolutely inexcusable release of 318?
I'm the type of person where words are pretty much meaningless when it comes to apologies. It's actions that matter more. So, you know, like, it's one thing to say, yeah, we're sorry that it was a shit release, or, you know, we're sorry that the bad thing happened. But it's like, well, you know, unless you are going to make sure that it's not going to happen again, this apology really doesn't mean much. Like, I don't feel good about apologies where the person is like, yeah, I'm sorry that it happened. And it's like, cool, but it's going to happen again. So why are you wasting the time? Oh, because, you know, I want you to know that, you know, like we feel bad for the bad experience that you're having. It's like, okay, then do better. Like, you know, your actions mean more than your words. That's the way I've always seen it. So, you know, like, whenever people try to apologize to me, I'm like, all right, well, you know, show it. You know, show that you're actually sorry.
What about this, Agens? What about this implementation of the newest patch with the ASOP stuff? What about that action?
Well, so far it's just talking still. Like, they got to put it in the game. We've got to see it. We've got to see if it's an actual workable solution. Like, it's a step in the right direction, but, you know, like, once again, it's the apology. It means nothing to me. It's the actions that I, you know,
but it's the thought that counts. Something.
Shut up. Fucking, it's Care Bear shit. The thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts, right, guys?
Alright. We're going to be going on to the last bit of content. A little detour again.
Oh, God. No. I want to leave. I don't want to do that.
You don't have to. You can sit there quietly if you want, Dobbs.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to continue working up or drawing up my first drafts for the brand new 318 Piracy Ops video that's going to be up on the Mongrel Squad YouTube channel as soon as we are ready. So if you want to see that, if you want to make sure that you do not miss out on that video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss when a new Piracy Ops video comes out on the channel. Please, we're getting really close. We're at 9,500. We're halfway there to 10K subscribers. Can we do it before... Let's see. What do you think, Agens? Want to give a date?
10K. You want 10K before a specific date, or you want my prediction?
Your prediction.
All right.
Why not? Both. Why not?
Let's just say we're at 9,500. We can easily do 50 subs a week at the current rate that we're at. So it'd take us another 10 weeks. So 3 months from now. That's without doing videos. Like the Piracy Ops videos. It'd be relying on this stream every week plus the Mongrel Corps every month. Because we're still growing that way. To be honest, I think we could cut it down to another month. So I'd say before the end of April, we'd be at 10K. As long as we're able to get more videos up and running. That said, we are going to be a lot more selective with our videos too.
Yeah, so if the Mongrels, if the Mongrels watching, if they do shitty hits, they're not going to make for good videos. So do good hits.
Don't let that dictate you. Dictate.
So far, we've only gotten one good hit. Shout out to Serpentine and the Ravagers. Serpentine and the Ravagers.
Thank you for the super chat there, Space.
Love ya. Fucking love ya. Clip it. I want you to clip this and tag Serpentine and the rest of the Ravagers because I fucking love them. They're my favorite. They're my favorite for the next like week. I love them.
Yes, you're going to be disgruntled then, Jack. Unfortunately, yeah, the first hit of 318.
Sorry to break it to you. Sorry to break it to you, Jack, but that's not going to be a video, so yeah. Not my decision. Get fucked, I guess.
It's just not an interesting hit. That's the thing is, like, going into 318, we're pretty much looking at every hit going the same way as hitting a rock miner. In that we show up, we chase, we interdict the target, soft death the ship, board, slot the owner, because fucking hardly anyone's actually running any sort of form of crew or escorts. Like, Part of the reason why Baron actually made that video was to show somebody using an escort and then showing how we did it. But, you know, like it's like a rock mine hit. We can literally show up with a rock miner, destroy the rock, scoop up the box, and fuck off. And not even have to touch the ground. With these piracy hits going into 318, it's going to be interdict, soft death, board, slot the pilot, move the cargo. Like most of the hits going to be moving the cargo.
Oh yeah, dude. Like our content is going to be a lot more sparing because of the fact that the vast majority of the targets that we hit just aren't really going to do much. If they fight back and they actually do some cool shit, or we end up doing some cool shit, then yeah, I'll make a video. But for like the regular stuff that you're used to, it's going to be a lot more selective. Like quality is what you are going to get from the Mongrel Squad YouTube channel when it comes to piracy hits. Piracy at an elite level, it's going to be great. You guys are going to love it. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like on this stream, share it with your friends. Let's get us to 10K. You guys are going to be amazed at what comes next and in the future. I got some stuff planned. Agents had some stuff planned, and we're going to have a lot of fun, all of us. We're going to have so much fun. And I am just extremely excited.
You will have fun. If you're not having fun, I'll make sure you're having fun. First hit of the patch? No, it isn't. It isn't worth the video. You still got the bragging rights for getting the first hit of the patch anyway. Unfortunately, like if the guy had been able to get out of the chair and fight back, then you probably would have got the video. But they were stuck in the chair and you just blast them. That was it. For
the Mongrels, then make sure to follow my content criteria post to make sure that you are creating the best kind of content. If you're recording your hits and it follows under my content criteria, ping me in chat, be like, hey, Dobbs, got something for you. Like, I hope so.
Alright, moving on. I just linked the Reddit post in chat there, and we're going to go over to reaction scene. So, Reddit post, this one was suggested in our public Gilded server. Links in the description if you want to go visit it. I'm going to quickly read it out. It's actually quite short. But yeah, I actually wanted to talk about this because there's a few stats that I wanted to discuss as well associated with this type of hit. So this is titled, We Found How to Use Antares, It's Awesome. My friend is a pilot and has a loadout with Disto. I'm the co-pilot. I'm assuming Disto means distortion weapons, or direct distortion weapons. We go to Yila or gas clouds. We search for vultures with salvage being new. There is many. Once found, I use IEM to disable the ship with the help of Disto and the snare ability to prevent the ship to escape. Once disabled, we ask for payment, 50% of the load. If he refuses, I board the ship, kill the owner, and steal the ship directly, head to ground station or Grim Hex to transfer all RMCs to a cargo ship. We spawn, then sell them. So far it works really well, especially since there is no common rate in gas cloud, so no crime stat. We plan to try with miners, but it would probably require a third guy as to know when they are leaving Refinery.
Aww.
So,
ain't that something, Agents? Look at that.
IEM, I'm assuming, is EMP. I don't know why they're calling it IEM. Disto, I'm assuming, is going to be direct distortion weapons.
We have to pay 50% if he refuses, then I board the ship. I mean, God, listen, man, you can do that, but you're putting a lot more trust in the target than I would ever relinquish, especially now.
Well, here's the thing is that if they pick the time right, the target may be more reluctant to explode their ship, but at the same time,
true,
experience dictates that they'll fucking do it, because that's what happens to us. That's the thing is, like, without drilling into the stats yet, I'm looking at this and I'm like, these guys have probably done this a couple of times and they've managed to get the only people that were willing to do it.
Yeah, nothing is stronger than the resolve of these kind of people to deny these griefers the satisfaction by any means they have at their disposal.
IEM is EMP in French. Yeah, okay. I did not know that. So, they asked for 50% of the load. They board the ship. Let's take it back a step though. So they disable the ship using direct distortion weapons and EMP. First they got to get through the shields, and unless they're using a mixed weapon loadout, so half lethal, half distortion weapons, which is always possible because the pilot of an Antares doesn't touch EMP or QED, so they could actually assign separate weapon groups to weapons 1 and 2. They would burn through the shields. They would need to burn through the shields first and then start applying direct distortion damage. The EMP pilot would be firing their EMP, or correction, the co-pilot would be firing the EMP, which I believe is a total cycle time ends up being 47 seconds, 47.5 seconds, maybe more. I know the cycle for an Antares is slightly longer than a Warlock. I believe it's 47.5 seconds. I might be wrong. The distance at the Antares, the distance at the Antares covers is 1100 meters. But here's the thing about this, and this is one of the questions that popped in my head first, because thinking about how I'd approach this. First thing, as soon as I start shooting the guy, they're going to be like, shit, I'm getting shot at, and they're going to fucking run. They're going to try and run away. So they're going to have to make sure that they put their QED up first when they move to engage them. So they get their QED up and running. The guy tries to run, and these guys have to give chase. The Antares is going to be able to keep up with the Vulture. However, if they're going for it in an asteroid field and they disable it, the ship's not going to slow down straight away. It's going to take, you know, it slows down at 1 meter per second. So if that Vulture gets up to maximum speed, and it will because it takes a lot longer to take the shields down and disable the target than it will for it to get to maximum speed. These guys end up in a position where their target is still floating there while they're trying to negotiate. Now, a way to get around this particular situation is, because they're in vultures, if you're dealing with a vulture, the pilot does have to get out of the seat every now and again. So they're going to have to get out of the seat to move the cargo in the back of their ship. So if these guys are like just passively watching them and just, you know, biding their time, and they wait until it's getting towards, you know, 10 SCU, and then they see the pilot get out of the chair, then that means that they're going to move a box and then shoot out another box, and they'll be almost full. That's the time that I choose to strike. Wait like 10 seconds, because that will mean that they've gone out the back, gone down the ladder, and they'll start doing the stuff in the back. Start hitting the ship. That forces them to have to go through 2 door animations, the ladder climb animation, and the get in chair animation. If they have a mixture of lethal and direct distortion, they can potentially get the shields down before the target gets back in the seat. Then they're applying direct distortion damage to the ship's hull, plus the EMP that they can fire off. Antares EMP is 2750 for distortion damage, so 2750 points of distortion damage. Vulture uses a size 1 power plant, which is 6000 points of distortion damage that can take before it shuts down. And once it shuts down, it's down for 5 minutes and 5 seconds. So you'd also be relying on the direct distortion weapons on the target ship, on your Antares, to help maintain distortion damage on the ship. Because once the power plant starts taking distortion damage, 5 seconds after it takes its first volley, it then starts dissipating it. So what we're looking at here is the guy, when they engage it based on this particular thought process that I'm going down. So they wait until the guy gets out, he's in the back, you know, moving the cargo around. They start attacking. They're going to get the shields down before they get back in the seat. Old mate's going to get in the seat, he's going to start flying. They'll hit it with an EMP, they'll hit it with more distortion damage, and hopefully disable it before he's managed to get up to max speed. There's two extra problems here now. If they disable it while they're moving, they're in the middle of an asteroid field, and the target ship has no control, and it's disabled for 5 minutes, and they can't slow it down or stop it. So if they disable it in the wrong, you know, along the wrong trajectory, they're gonna watch it fucking hit an asteroid, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Now, this is all based on the fact that distortion damage doesn't pass through shields from direct distortion weapons. That could have changed before 3.18 went live, and we just didn't get told about it because distortion damage changes normally don't make it into patch notes. The point that I'm trying to get to here is that for them to disable the ship before it starts moving, before it starts moving, is highly unlikely. Like, the EMP is going to give them a good boost, but they probably would need to use 4 direct distortion weapons. If they're doing that, distortion damage is trash against shields, and it's going to take them longer to burn through them. Which means during that time, while they're attacking and dropping EMPs and stuff like that, the target shields are still up. The pilot's going to get enough time to get to the chair, jump in, and start flying at warp factor 9 in a random direction to try and get away from these guys. They're in an Antares, the Vulture's slower, so they're going to be able to keep them QED'd. That's not the hard part. The hard part is disabling the ship in a way so that when you do disable it, it's not going to keep flying into an asteroid. And that's not even considering the other 2 factors where the pilot can still initiate self-destruct, and if they do that, they will cause the cargo to be drawn out a longer distance, making it harder for these guys to pick it all up. Or, because it's distortion damage, the pilot getting out of the chair and bed logging, because distortion damage does not trigger the combat damage state. Therefore, you're not in combat when you're being attacked with distortion damage, therefore you can log out. So, it does trigger the combat logger now. Okay, because we were testing that out just before 3.18 went live, and it still wasn't doing it.
Well, timeout. It does trigger it if distortion damage is hitting the shields. If distortion damage is hitting the hull, then it won't. Unless you're saying that's changed, then that's new.
Missile locking does do it, but it doesn't do it forever.
So yeah, like if you want to perpetually keep someone in the like without firing, you just lock a missile, unlock, lock a missile, unlock, lock a missile, unlock. Like you just do that over and over and over again. No, it does it when you hit the hull. Certain damage gives sub 1 damage per shot. Okay, well.
That must be really new because we were testing that just before 3.18 went live.
Yeah,
and we weren't getting that. That's the thing, like we thought that too, and then we're like, wait, I've still got the ability to log out here, and you hit the hull. That's one of the reasons why, like, I wanted to talk about this particular post and give my thoughts on it, but the caveat is that CIG changes mechanics in the background even after a patch goes live, and you don't know because they don't release patch notes on it. Distortion damage is essentially the red-headed stepchild of, you know, the combat model in this game. So, you know, there hasn't been a single patch where it hasn't changed. There hasn't been a single patch where after it's gone live, it hasn't changed. And the majority of the patches in the notes, it doesn't get mentioned. You've got to go find out yourself. And you'll what ends up happening is when this stuff happens, the expected behavior is no longer the result, and you're sitting there going, all right, now we're gonna go back and do more testing and find out what the fuck they changed. The other thing as well is, like, they mentioned the gas clouds. Unless they've got really good GPUs, they're putting themselves in a position where they're going to eventually run out of RAM or virtual RAM on their GPU. It's possible that they've got really powerful GPUs that can handle it, but yeah, that was a graphical bug. I don't know if it's been patched out yet. Are we sure distortion damage doesn't do well against shields? Tests proved otherwise before 3.18 went live. When we talk about distortion damage not doing well against shields, we compare it against lethal weapons. Lethal weapons will burn through shields faster than what distortion damage will.
What's the most RAM anyone's seen Star Citizen use thus far? I've seen it like on the regular. It uses like anywhere between like 18 to 20 usually. That's like a regular. I'm not sure about like the most though. What do you think, Agens? Like, what's the most RAM you've seen it use?
For me, like, I've got 32 gigabytes, but normally what I've seen it do is it hit like 15 or 16, and then it's engaging the page file. So distortion damage will make the shields charge slower until you actually disable the shield components, which you can do. You can disable the shield components before you disable the power plant. But shields recover faster than what power plants do now. Ballistic or energy weapons eat through shields. Both of them do, but ballistic has passed through. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna diss these guys and say like they're lying. I imagine that they've been able to do this probably once or twice. The fact that this was mentioned, IEM, is the French way of saying EMP. from my understanding, a lot more of the French community is willing to play along when it comes to roleplay scenarios. So if you contact them, they're more willing to talk. Purely for the gameplay aspect of that. So these guys achieving more success is a lot higher if they're engaging other French players. And using the snare ability, it could literally just be just the wrong terminology. They could just mean dampener. And that's the problem, is like, even CIG is using different terminology for the dampener. They say quantum jammer now, where it used to be called the dampener. It still is in the game. There's nothing called quantum jammer. Outside, it's all outside the game. Inside the game, there's nothing called a quantum jammer. It's all QED, which is a quantum enforcement device. And there's two different types of quantum enforcement devices. One is for snaring, the other one is for dampening, unless you're dealing with a mantis, in which case it's the same device that is able to do both. Yeah, like, these guys are kind of setting themselves up for failure, but at the same time, like, Piracy is about risk mitigation, or anything that you do in the game is about risk mitigation and, you know, what level of risk you're willing to take. It's great that these guys found, you know, that they could do this with Antares, but they could do it with a Cutlass Blue as well. And, you know, just equip it with the distortion weapons that they need. Keep lethals on the turret so they can burn through the shields faster. And if the target won't pay, they'll disable the ship. They'll have the QED there that they need. And, you know, they'll be able to pull the cargo from it and put it in their own ship. But yeah, like, you can use the Antares for this. Here's the thing, is that nobody has ever said that you can't use the Antares. Like, you can use the Antares for Piracy, for sure. It's just you need two people to be able to use it for Piracy. Yeah, Hannah, I've already talked about that at the start. I really don't. Until we see them do something in game, I'm really not worried about them. Making a video is one thing. Video is well made, but yeah, like, action means more. Yeah, EMP is also supposed to hit you as well. Affect your own ship. Which doesn't really bother me. When we first got EMP, it used to shut your ship off as well as the target ship. So pretty much you had to fire the EMP and, you know, pretty much hold on for 5 seconds whilst your ship was offline and hope that you didn't get fucking missiled in the process.
Agens.
Yeah. Alright. That's that little Reddit post there. Feel free to go read it. I'm not going to bother uploading it. It's great that these guys are able to achieve a ransom or a few ransoms. I'm interested to hear how their progress goes later on, because I'm quite confident that a lot more players are just going to start trying to fuck them over wherever they can. Especially if they find out that they can bedlog.
Yeah, they're just doing piracy. Like, if they ever reach a high level, they'll soon begin to realize that Stuff like that isn't going to cut it.
That's right. You know, there's better tools for the job. That's just it. Like, yeah, you could use the Antares to pirate a target, just like you could use a rock to hammer a nail into a piece of wood, but you're gonna get better results if you use a fucking hammer. That's pretty much it for this stream. That's all the bits of content that we're reacting to. I went looking for stuff. Like, Spectrum's just full of salt, and to be honest, it's not even good stuff. It's just people bitching that they can't play the game. Started looking for content creator stuff, and yeah, just not finding anything really that interesting. A lot of it's just fucking, I think every second content creator at the moment is trying to do their 0 to hero, but they're struggling just to get into the game to even start. Yeah, as I said before, that's the end of the stream, guys. Thank you very much for coming along. Next stream is going to be next week, probably around the same time. If you haven't joined the Mongrel Squad public Gilded server yet, you should do it. I'm going to get the link for you. When we can find it, there it is. We had the Mongrel Corps. At the Mongrel Corps, Saturday just gone. It's up in the live section of our video channel, and there's a podcast section on YouTube. It's new. I've been shoving the Mongrel Corps in there as well. So if you want to use the podcast feature that YouTube has, you can go listen to the podcast there.
Where?
It's a section on our YouTube channel. You had to activate it and set videos to be podcasts in order to access it. It's pretty new. They only introduced it like a few weeks ago now. Yeah, like we're all hanging out for the 0.1 patch for sure. Dobbs is working on a Piracy Ops video. We're all still out there doing piracy. There's been some pretty big hits recently, especially the amount of people trying to run drugs is ridiculous, and finding them is just as easy. And they're all fucking by themselves.
If you ever think when Piracy Ops videos aren't coming in, it doesn't mean we're not doing piracy. We are. We're just looking for the hits that really stand above the rest, like ones that are like truly exceptional, where like, for example, like a big battle happens, or it's a complicated boarding action, or the prize that gets taken is like crazy big. So it's like we're doing Piracy Ops every single day, but the fact of the matter is that if we were to post those kinds of videos, it really just wouldn't make that good. It would just be more of the same, and we feel like our audience and our community of supporters deserve higher quality Piracy Ops videos. And the reason why the reason why the videos are likely not going to be as frequent as they used to is because, frankly, we're not scripting our content. We're going out there and we're finding it organically with other players, and because of that, we are subject to reality. And the fact of the matter is that most people just aren't going to be as engaged in the gameplay as we are, hence the infrequency of piracy hits. But the fact remains that we want to watch, or we want to make good the good stuff. We want to be involved in the good stuff, and that's the stuff that we want to showcase more than anything else.
Yeah, like we're focusing on quality over quantity now. Like we've proven that we can do piracy. You know, we've got hundreds of videos of us doing piracy. If you watch all the rock hits though, you'll start seeing them becoming, you know, just the same. Especially when CIG made boxes just spawn after destroying the rock. Just made it pointless. Stalking, trying to, you know, position ourselves better, you could literally just go, alright, sweet, has it got gems in it? Yeah, blow it up, scoop, fuck off. You don't need a team for that, you can do that by yourself. But for us, we're aiming for the bigger targets, and they're few and far between at the moment, especially with the unstable nature of the current patch. So we're hoping that when we get the 0.1 patch, we start seeing more players joining the game. We start seeing more players trying to coordinate with each other and fight us off. But as Dobbs pointed out, you know, it's all organic. Nothing's planned, you know, nothing's scripted. Which means we're subject to, you know, the other party having a say. And if they don't want to participate in the gameplay, they'll just fuck off. There's nothing we can do about that. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for the night. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch yous all next week. Say bye, Dobbs.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching.
Pyro 2021. What the fuck is this guy doing? Everyone in Mongrel Squad. This is bullshit. Stole 2 ships, was rammed by someone taking off while watching players come and go from Port Olisar, and was shot in the face twice at Korea, Chris Roberts. Your cargo, your responsibility. I got killed by a fucking box, Aging Lego 2021. This is indeed valid gameplay, be careful out there. A PvP solution is preferred. This is bullshit. Enjoy the ride. Elevators have been fixed, every iteration of the patch notes. Your cargo, your responsibility. A PvP solution is preferred. What the fuck is this guy doing? Everyone in Mongrel Squad. We're not going to release a ship that doesn't have its intended gameplay complete, SIG, apparently. It'll be ready when it's ready. And we're like, yeah, no shit, we know it's missing. Stole 2 ships, was rammed by someone taking off while watching players come and go from Port Olisar, and was shot in the face twice at Korea, Chris Roberts. I got killed by a fucking box, Aging Lego 2021. It's alpha. Fucking Care Bears. Yeah, it punches above its weight class. 2 weeks. Pyro 2021. It's alpha. Jared, switch to red 1. Torpedo burrito, loaded in the front, fired out the rear. Dirty griefers. We're not going to release a ship that doesn't have its intended gameplay complete, SIG, apparently. Pyro 2020. Red 1 Jared. 2 weeks. Kill. Rear impact warning. 2 weeks. This is indeed valid gameplay, be careful out there. 2 weeks.